Feared by enemies, immortal in name. Who were the Persian Immortals, and how did they shape the ancient world? In today's story, we explore the rise and influence of the Persian Immortals, an elite force of warriors who fought for the Achaemenid Empire. For centuries, they were the symbol of Persian power, feared across the ancient world for their discipline, loyalty, and invincible reputation. The Persian Immortals were an elite unit of 10,000 warriors, as documented by the Greek historian Herodotus. Although Cyrus the Great established the foundations of the Persian military in the 6th century BCE, the specific formation of the Immortals as a constant force of 10,000 is attributed to later periods. Cyrus understood that to build a vast empire, he needed an elite fighting force that could both defend the empire's borders and strike fear into the hearts of his enemies. This was the birth of the elite unit known as the Immortals, comprised of 10,000 warriors, a unit that would never fall below its number, as each fallen warrior was immediately replaced, giving the impression that they were immortal on the battlefield. Under the early Achaemenid kings, the Immortals became the core of the military campaigns. As the empire expanded, conquering regions from modern-day Turkey to Central Asia, the Immortals were at the forefront, demonstrating their disciplined ranks and combat abilities. By the time of Xerxes I, the Persian Immortals had become much more than just an elite military unit. They were a symbol of Persian dominance. Xerxes relied heavily on the Immortals during his ambitious invasion of Greece. In 480 BCE, they played a crucial role in the legendary Battle of Thermopylae, where they faced off against the famous 300 Spartans. While the bravery of the Spartans has been celebrated throughout history, the initial assaults by the Immortals failed to break the Greek defenses due to the terrain and the heavy armor of the Greek hoplites. Xerxes trusted the Immortals more than any other unit, often positioning them at the front of his battle formations, confident in their ability to overpower enemies through sheer numbers and unyielding determination. At Thermopylae, though the Spartans fought valiantly, the Immortals played a key role in outflanking the Greek forces using a secret mountain path revealed by a local Greek traitor named Ephialtes. This maneuver allowed the Persians to surround the Greeks, ultimately leading to their defeat. The Persian Immortals were not just renowned for their discipline and numbers, but for their mastery of battlefield tactics. They were lightly armed compared to their Greek counterparts, carrying wicker shields, short spears, bows, and daggers, which allowed for greater mobility and versatility on the battlefield. Their uniforms were distinctive, featuring robes and gold ornaments, which added to their intimidating presence on the battlefield. During the reign of Darius III, elite units of the Persian army, possibly including descendants of the Immortals, were instrumental in several key battles, including the Battle of Gaugamela in 331 BCE, where they faced the legendary army of Alexander the Great. Although Alexander's forces were formidable, these Persian elite troops stood their ground, their shields and spears locked in tight formation as they tried to counter the Macedonian advance. Their presence was a testament to the enduring strength of Persian military tradition. At Gaugamela, the Persian forces held their ground against Alexander's phalanx, but even their might couldn't fully withstand Alexander's superior tactics and the mobility of his cavalry. Despite their discipline, they were ultimately outmaneuvered on the battlefield. Though they were defeated, the tactics of the Persian Immortals left a lasting mark on the history of warfare. Their ability to maintain formation under pressure and their unyielding courage inspired future generations of soldiers. The Immortals became the model for elite forces for centuries to come. As great as they were, even the Persian Immortals could not escape the tides of history. Their decline began after their defeat at Gaugamela in 331 BCE. The Immortals, once thought to be invincible, were outmatched by the brilliant tactics of Alexander the Great. As the Achaemenid Empire fell, so too did its elite warriors. The Persian Immortals fought bravely, but Alexander's tactical genius, combined with the discipline of his phalanx and the effectiveness of his companion cavalry, proved too much for the Persians. After the fall of the Achaemenid Empire, the Immortals were gradually disbanded, and their legendary ranks disappeared from the battlefield. However, their influence endured. Despite their downfall, the legacy of the Persian Immortals lives on. Military historians continue to study their tactics, particularly their reputation for maintaining their numbers and the psychological impact this had on their enemies. The name Immortals comes from the Greek historian Herodotus, who referred to them as Athanatoi. In Persian, they were possibly called Anusia, meaning companions. The idea of an invincible, elite fighting force has inspired countless military leaders throughout history. Even today, special forces units around the world emulate the Immortals' discipline, loyalty, and ability to adapt to different combat situations. The Persian Immortals may no longer walk among us, but their strategies and spirit remain a lasting symbol of military excellence. The Persian Immortals teach us timeless lessons in loyalty, discipline, and resilience. Their legacy invites us to reflect on how unity and unwavering commitment can overcome great challenges. How do these ancient warriors inspire you in facing your own battles? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into history's greatest warriors, be sure to subscribe to Clarus Mentis for more enlightening explorations.